All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Vision Life. My name is Adewale Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm going to continue talking about Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. I'm going to focus specifically on the assassins. We've talked about Suntzu, artillery, excursion, kanji. Now up next is Revo, perhaps the best fighter in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. I'm saying this character is an amazing character. He's very popular at the comic expos. He's very popular in terms of regards to the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, and he's the son of Suntzu. So last week I talked about the daughter of Suntzu, Kanji. Well, this week I'm going to talk about the son of Suntzu, Revo. A very talented, skilled fighter. Talented is an understated word. Before we get into this amazing podcast, we'll now thank our sponsors, pay some of these bills. This Sanusi Vision podcast is brought to you by Anadel Fodananko. Oh my God, this podcast is brought to you by Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to physicians and everything in between, search Tigler. That's Tigler.com. That's Tigler today. Don't wait, search today. That's Tigler.com. As I stated to before, this podcast, Tigler is owned and operated by CEO Adetaya Agboke. I'm over here having a lot of gifts this start of the show, but hey, we keeping it 100. Owner operated by CEO extraordinaire CDO Adetaya Agboke. Tigler, the best search engine out there for professionals, from plumbers to pediatricians, contractors, landscapers, nurses. Anything that's professional, you got to go Tigler.com, because if you want the best of the best, you got to go where the best of the best is. And where's that? Tigler.com. So I stated before, Adetaya Agboke is running this Tigler thing. It's amazing. It's been amazing joining forces with Tigler, because now it's helped us to increase our YouTube platform. Because when you're searching Tigler, you're also searching Sanusi Vision indirectly. So ain't nothing better than joining forces with a great company. So Tigler.com, y'all. Don't wait. Search today. That's Tigler.com and find your professional. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadel Fodananko. Don't live for foot pain. Let Anadel Fodananko make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, I always got these in every pair of one of my batas that I wear. And as you know, I got my own footwear line now, batas. Whether it's the sport ones or now we've into the Batas 3 line. That's coming soon. Y'all about to be like, oh my Lord, these shoes are sick. You know what I'm saying? These custom orthotics designed by Dr. Nori Onusode, the best foot specialist in the galaxy. They're in the Dallas, Frisco, Texas area. Make an appointment. Get your feet happy today. I told you, I've been pain-free for going on. It's almost been 10 years now. No pain at all. I remember when I used to have plantar fasciitis, it was a mess. My feet used to hurt like I don't know what. But Dr. Nori said it wasn't that my feet needed surgery. I just need to wear better shoes. And that's what I've been doing, wearing better, amazing shoes, tennis shoes, whatever type of shoe. But I got my custom orthotic designed to my feet specifically, designed by Dr. Nori Soda himself. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't have any more foot pain. I can also go about my business pain-free and not feel any pain at work or just doing my journal things with my dreams. You know what I'm saying? So AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, and also too, Anadel now have their own podcast. It's called Soul Inspiration. Check out new episodes every week. They've got one up. It's hosted by Dr. Neri Soda himself. Trust me, it's on the YouTube channel. It is catching fire, y'all. And as stated before, guess who? Batas is now the official sneaker, the official shoe of Anadel. So one of the best companies in the world now has taken us Batas and joined forces with us. Now we got one of the best shoes in the world, and now Dr. No sees the potential there. And guess what? Batas is now the official sneaker, the official shoe of Anadel. Whether it's sneakers, Batas 3s, high tops, low tops, kids sneakers, don't matter. We are the official shoe of Anadel. And I stated before, if you want to check out the awesome podcast on YouTube channels, Anadel episodes it's called Soul Inspiration, where he's interviewing different individuals who have inspired to make something of do something with their amazing life. So check that out. And don't forget, Tigler is coming soon with their podcast and with their YouTube channel too. So because you know YouTube is where it's at. You got to have that YouTube. It ain't no getting around that YouTube, man. So yo, that's Tigler.com today, AnadelCenter.com, yo. So we've paid these bills. Thank our sponsors. You always got to pay them bills, man. So y'all, I stated before, man, we're focusing on Revo today. And before I get started, because I always forget, Revo right here. Look at that drawing. That thing's spitfire. And it's also, this poster is available on SanusiVision.com. Whether it's 11 by 17, 13 by 19, 24 by 36, or on canvas prints, we got them too, man. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, you gotta go get Revo. This guy is popular. Look at this thing, sick as hell. I remember when I created this drawing, I said, oh Lord, oh my God, what have I created? Sick drawing. And I'm going to show you some more, because I got to show you the old school and I got to show you the new school. So look, Revo right here. I know y'all see him. Oh, look at that thing, Spitfire. Yeah, that's right. That's how we're doing it right there. And then check this out. We got to get it on the old school. That's Revo right there on top. That's the old Revo, version 1, baby. Ooh, when I first jumped this thing off. So you know what I mean? So that's Revo right there. And let's check out the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. Yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? That's when it all jumped off. The assassins on this side, the Karjakz on this side. Man, you know what I'm saying? This is how it all jumped off. I remember when I started this idea, man. So, you know, just like everybody else before him, Revo, I'm going to focus on his origins. I'm going to focus on his history. I'm going to focus on his abilities. I'm going to focus on his comics, animation, movies, and then, of course, my final thoughts with everything. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, talking about Revo, an amazing character, we're going to focus on his origins. And that starts at his origins. Let's break it down to y'all, because this character is amazing. All right, so let's break it down. Of course, team that he's on, the Assassins. Real name, Twan Lee Bishop, just like his sister. Twan Lee Bishop. Lee part being from his mother, because Suntzu wanted them to honor their mother. And the Bishop, of course, coming from Suntzu's last name, Bishop. And then Twan, the name, I wonder where I got it from. Twan is a name that I got from a good friend of mine when we used to work together at CVS. Man, I used to tell him, man, I'm going to make this thing become a reality. And when I create this character, I'm going to name it after you. Because I remember when I met him, I said, bro, you got a cool name, man. That name is cool as hell. The name is Vietnamese, for all y'all wondering what it is. It's Vietnamese. And I said, I got to name this character. I got to name this character after this character. Is so cool. Now, the character is based on my cousin. But the name I gave the character is based on a good friend of mine. I just said, I have to give this dude a name. It's just too cool of a name to pass upon. So I did. I gave him the name, Twan Lee Bishop. Alias, of course, Revo. You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of y'all wondering where the name Revo came from, I'm not going to diverge at all, but it had to do with, I was a big Bruce Lee fan. Big time Bruce Lee fan. And he never got tired. Like, he would throw so many punches. I was like, wow, the constant movement. This is insane. And I just said, I'm going to let this character inspire this villain I'm about to create. So I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. Of course, he's the creator of Jet Kundo, all-in-one encompassing type of fighting style. But Bruce Lee was always a visionary. And so I said, I'm going to create this character named Revo. He's going to have he's gonna be inspired by Bruce Lee, but it's gonna be based on my cousin, and I'm gonna give him my good friend's name, Twan. Excuse me, y'all. You know what I mean? So part of creating somebody is also giving them an amazing origin, right? And so also too, is a citizenship. He's Filipino, South African. Yeah, that's right. Playboy African, pure blonde African. His mother is South African. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you're wondering, Suntzu. You're like, oh, Suntzu, South African, huh? I wonder. You know what I'm saying? Because Cajun's Nigerian. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'll let y'all figure that one out. You know what I mean? And then place of birth, of course, Dragon Island. Because he was born in the Philippines. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, his height, 6'2", and then his weight is 202. Just like my cousin. My cousin is tall. Excuse me, y'all. His eyes are blue, and his hair color is black dreads. So that's Revo's origins. Now you have to understand something. Just like his sister, Revo lost his mother at a young age. All right. So Revo had to learn to kind of grow up quick. You know what I'm saying? When those the people that were against his father Suntzu and his mother being a union, they killed her. And so when they killed her, now they're living him and Kanji as orphans. And so now he's kind of raised by Kanji. And then when Suntzu comes back to the Philippines to come collect him from Dragon Island, he takes them back to the States for training, and they trains them in the shadow arts, which Revo becomes one of the, if not the greatest fighter in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. Very few can match Revo's fighting skills. This guy is legit, and something I'm going to get into in his abilities. But Revo's origins, you got a kid who's lost a lot. He's grown up on an orphan. He grew up an orphan. His father comes back to get him. He's raised by his sister. So he's raised by not only his father, but his sister, because she has to be a mother figure to him as well. And so as he's growing up, he's learning Meanwhile, they're on the Dragon Island by themselves till Suntzu comes to collect them. They have one family member looking after them. Excuse me, y'all. One family member looking after them. And as they go, look at my TV over trying to fall asleep. And as they go, Revo starts to realize that this world is cold-blooded. If you can take my mother like that, what else can you do? So, as they grown up, he asked Kanji to train him. And not realizing that he was born with this natural gift of fight, is what I'm going to call it. His ability to just, this guy got fighting skills, man. And it does not a place of out of anger, even though there is a lot of anger. Which made him to become very braggadocious, very confident, very self-reliant, very non-dependent, very independent, very thinking of his own, not allowing anybody to think for him. And you can't really say anything about it because, you know, when you have somebody like this who loses a mother, that really devastates you, man. That puts you in a different state of thinking, a different state of processing, a different state of being. You're like, man, this world is cold-blooded like that. Okay, they got something from me, I got something from them. And so Revo develops this kill or be killed attitude, just like his sister. And also to develop this self-confidence from being able to, from taking care of themselves. So when his father Suntzu comes to collect them from back in Dragon Island, they take him back to the States. Now he puts them in the shadow arts. Now the whole point of it is to develop their fighting skills because he had to build them for ascension, to ascend to the throne. And so Revo's origins are like just like his sister. We talk about loss. We talk about fragmentation. We talk about orphanage. We talk about just seeking it, having to be independent. We talk about just not, even though they had somebody looking after them, it still wasn't the same because when you lose your mother, man, that's just a whole different ball of wax. The mentality that you have is like, and then the way she was lost too was even worse. And so, you know, that's something you're gonna read about in the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. But his origin is one of a character that comes from a background where he's learning to figure out who he is. And once he does, it's all she wrote for everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing worse than not knowing, not realizing, not losing a loved one and then not understanding why it is that they took them. And so once Revo and Kanji figure that out, it's game over for everybody. So when they return, which I'm going to get into in the history, it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying? It is. We gonna give everybody work. And you know, another thing too, I forgot to tell you his occupation. He's a student, major physics. Yeah, imagine that. A guy with that much fighting skill becomes a physics major. It's more to do with anatomy. I think that's why he wanted to study physics, to understand why it is that his body can do what it can do. Because when I say reflexes, this guy can move, man. You know what I'm saying? So Revo's origins is one based on tragedy, triumph, and overcoming, and then finding yourself to become who you are. And he sees himself as the greatest. Like, he's like, I'm the greatest. Can't nobody mess with me. You know what I'm saying? So Revo, that's Revo's origins right there. Next up is history. Revo's history is a person, as I stated before, he lost his mother. His father had to come back to the Philippines. Dragon Island come and collect him. So Revo's history, and we're talking about, and now you have to build off of what you've lost and build a future for yourself and have something for yourself. And meanwhile, keep in mind, they're orphans. He's an orphan. His only really caretaker is, his only real caretaker is the one left to them, left for them, they were left to by their mother, but also to his sister. Then of course till his Suntzu comes back to collect them. You know, his history is a kid who is an orphan who has to figure out how it is I'm gonna survive. So once you lose your mother, your home, roof over your head, food every day, basic necessities, understanding, reasoning, just anger, really, all these things coming into fruition, and as he figures himself out, and he becomes really this independent character. Y'all, give me a second. I gotta grab a piece of gum. Oh no. All right. Now we awake. You know what I'm saying? I got to get this gum in. I was like over there yawning too much, man. You know what I mean? But Revo, as I was saying before, he has to find himself. You have to look after yourself. You have to figure out who you are. And the only way to do that is really, honestly, moving forward from what you lost. And when you have that much of a loss, it makes you independent. It makes you not depend on people. It makes you not trust anybody. It makes you see the world in a more angry state. It makes you realize that people out here are really about doing evil stuff to people. And so if you want to equalize, the only way to get that is to get power. So what does Revo do? He asks his sister to train him. But she doesn't just train him. She realizes that he has a gift of fight. She makes him the most dangerous weapon, the most dangerous combative fighter there is on the planet. Aside from herself. Because she herself is a gifted fighter. But she realized that Revo can just do things that are like, whoa, this dude is amazing. And so part of his history is when Suntzu comes to collect them. Once he gets there, he realizes what's missing. They needed a direction, of course. When you're orphans, what are you gonna do? You have to figure out who you are as a human being. And so what does he do? Takes them back to the States. Decides, you know what? You're my heirs. I gotta get you ready to become my heir. So now you're building lineage. Now you're building understanding. And he makes it clear to them that what happened to their mother is going to be avenged. You know what I'm saying? He's going to train them enough to where he himself could take revenge, but it would give him even more satisfaction if his children avenge their mother. You know what I mean? And so as Suntzu builds the assassins, he trains Revo, and Suntzu realizes quickly that this kid is a gifted fighter. So he puts him in kanji in the shadow arts. Revo gets trained by the best senseis and masters across the world. But the across the world training is a influx of different disciplines, but incorporates this assassin way of training. And so shadow arts, which is where the word Revo gets born from, such a world. Now he's able to blend into the shadows with his shadow suit, which I'm going to get into as an abilities. And so when he's fighting you, you really can't tell where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? And so now you've got a guy who finally has found his way. His father brings him to the States. He gives them everything they need: resources, fighting abilities, understanding, knowledge, education in all many forms, both in life and figuratively as well. And so Revo's like, okay, so now that I got resources in my back, I got something for all you busters that, did what you did to my mother. I'm coming for you. Vengeance is going to be a what. And so he does come back for them, And this is something I got to read about Revo. Subterfuge, guile, stealth defines this character. Tuan Lee Revo is a master of the shadows. Not only is he acrobatic, but his shadow suit allows him to conform and blend into any environments. At the age of 7, he lost his mother. And that's where I'm going to leave it at. I already told you repeatedly that he lost his mother. And when that happens, man, you become a different type of cat, man. You got something for everybody. There's no trusting. There's only independence. There's a code of conduct, but that code of conduct is like, yo, anybody who crosses me, they gonna get it. You know what I mean? So Revo's history is a person who has to figure out, from his origins to his history, figure out how he's gonna get where he's gotta go. Figure out like what the world is taking from him and how he can take back what the world's taking from him, which is his mother. But since he can't bring back his mother, he's gonna do the next best thing. He's gonna take from the world. And so when they become part of the assassins, he always finds himself in a gridlock where he's like, we got to do this because they did this to me. So he's justifying his actions basically as he goes through, which is amazing because, like I said, when you read the first Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, you're going to realize why this character is so cool. Revo's probably one of the few characters that I can think of in any kind of animation where he's going to be a villain that's going to be super celebrated. I'm talking super celebrated. Like, he's already super celebrated when I go to comic expos. And I can't wait to go to my next expo, which is going to be in October. LA Comic Con. Man, this dude, when I tell you people be looking at the drawing, they be looking at the drawing. Yeah, this one right here. In my poster book, people are like, that dude is sick. What's his name? Oh, they're like, oh, that's Revo. They're like, what's his powers? I'll be like, oh, he can do this, he can do that, because I can't tell him everything. You know what I mean? But yo, Revo's history is a kid who finds his path and way and decides, you know what, I got something for the world. And it ain't good at all, man. You know what I mean? So that's Revo's history right there. Next up are his abilities. When you are a gifted individual like Revo, it's not so much that you have abilities, it's how far your abilities can go. What are your limitations? You see, it's one thing to be born with the ability to fight. It's another thing for your ability to fight to just be it's a whole different status. It's kind of like Bruce Lee or Muhammad Ali or who else am I thinking about here? Great Shinzu, the great ninja, probably considered the greatest ninja of all time. Who else am I thinking about? Bones Jones. Who else? Amanda Nunes. Mayweather. I'm just naming some pantheon great fighters. Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. Shoot. I mean, you got some bad ones, man. Roy Jones in his heyday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how skilled Revo is. Like, he's a talented fighter. Literally, his talent is his fighting abilities. Now, let's talk about the things that give Revo his fighting skills, his fighting abilities, because his abilities are off the chain. Fighting skills include the shadow arts, master in Jet Kundo, of course, the Bruce Lee discipline, karate, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and taekwondo. So, the one thing about Revo you're gonna notice a lot, he got some crazy kicks, and he's got an array of different type of fighting skills, styles, and that comes from his Jet Kundo training. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, and so if this character's gonna be inspired by Bruce Lee in any way, he got to have Jet Kundo in his arsenal. And man, this dude got them skills, man. You know, Revo's abilities include his shadow suit as well. Now let me continue on. Weapons are these swords that he has. His shadow suit, certain discs, certain array of different projectiles that he can throw. I don't want to tell y'all everything because it's gonna mess up the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. But you're gonna get to see it, man. You're gonna be like, what the hell are those swords he's holding? Even right now, as I'm looking at the version 6 of Revo, Lord have mercy. I can just imagine that on a pair of sneakers or on a t-shirt. Y'all, people gonna be drooling when they see this version 6 of Revo. You don't even know who he is if you see it. You know what I mean? So Revo's abilities also include, and then of course he has his bike, his amazing cycle. Then of course his family info. You know about his family because I forgot to give you all that vote. He's the younger brother of Kanji. His mother's deceased, and of course the son of Suntzu. You know what I mean? Revo's abilities are a guy who's got a shadow suit who can allow him to do anything. Blend into light and dark environments. Execute on the spot. Gallant stealth. Jumping ability. Leaping. He can. That shadow suit allows a lot of things. Enhances everything that you are in terms of your reflexes, your strength to a certain degree. It offers invulnerability. Of course, and as you well know, he's the counter. His arch nemesis is Rasputin, which is a whole different ball of wax. It's a whole different. Oh my lord, that's a whole different whatever. That's just a whole different type of deal right there. Revo is the type of character that when it comes to like fighting skills, second to none. I mean, you've got Cajun, you've got Rasputin, you've got Sincere, you got Glocks. Man, I don't even know. There's particular fighters that just got hands, and he's got hands like, and not to mention he's got swords too that he uses. Excuse me, y'all. Swords that he uses to whoop people's behind. And when I say them swords are for real, them swords are for real because they can cut through any and everything. You better not get in his way because he got something for you, man. I mean, Revo is in terms of abilities, like people I can think of also too in the animation world now. Deathstroke, Deadpool. Who else am I thinking of? Let's see. Wolverine, Blade, Captain America in terms of fighting ability, Black Widow, characters from the Karjakz. Well, I've already mentioned characters from the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. Who else am I thinking of that can fight? There's really not that many people. Black Panther, of course. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of these are the individuals that I believe really have this kind of skills level that that Revo has. There's very few people that can touch this guy. When you have that kind of fighting abilities, when you have those kind of abilities, it's a gift. And so Revo always maximizes strength. And does he practice as much as most people? Probably not. But he believes so much in his ability that he doesn't have to practice as much, which is a bad and good thing. Because I don't know, man. If you got talent, you should practice. And that's one thing you're going to notice in the comic book. Revo's always bragging about how he's got the skills to pay the bills. Not that we mad about it, but that's really what he can do. He's got the skills to pay the bills. So Revo doing his thing, his abilities are second to none. When it comes to whooping that, you know what? Can't nobody touch this dude. It's very hard for me to put anybody over Revo. Not even his father, Suntzu. And his father, Suntzu, is a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Bruce Lee and the Hitman. Everybody knows Hitman was great, but everybody knows Bruce Lee was even greater. You know what I'm saying? So that's Revo's abilities, man. You got a guy who's a gifted individual, and his suit offers that, only further enhances that fighting gift, which is why Sun Tzu built him that shadow suit to look the way it looks. It's a reconfiguration of his own suit, which, for a lot of y'all know, the Coyote's suit is based on Revo's suit. That's why the Coyotes look the way they look, because they look like Revo's costume. Because Sun Tzu said, you know what? The best fighter on our team is Revo. So let's make these Coyotes look just like him. So that's why the Coyotes uniform look the way it does. But Revo, man, oh my God, this dude is off the chain, sick as hell. Very few characters can actually do what Revo can do. I mean, Rasputin literally has to call above and beyond and everything he's got in between to even get at this guy and to be able to defeat him in a matchup, which is insane. So that's Revo, man. So that's abilities right there. When it comes to talent, ain't too many people got Revo's type talent. Revo's type talent, and they will tell you too that he's got talent. You know what I'm saying? What's better than that? So that's Revo's abilities, man. Next up are comics. You know what I'm saying? Look, just like all the other characters, how am I not going to have a comic book? And in terms of versions, because I forgot to focus on the versions, now I get to show you the versions of Revo. Let's bust this thing out. 1, 2, and of course 3. Oh yeah. Check this out, y'all. Let me back up. 1, 2, 3 in the middle. 3 is the second, is the middle one. Now you see the difference from version 1 when I first started to version 2, and then to version 3, what it looks like now. Man, that version 3, because these are 3 different bio books, right? And as you know, the bio books, when I created them, version 1, version 2, version 3, which subsequently led to the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. Now, this first Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, I can't tell you so much about it, but let's just put it this way: it's a game changer. Now, the good thing about Revo is, just like all the other characters, I've stated this before. I know Deathstroke has comics, Deadpool has comics, but I've never seen a character, a villain, that's going to be so beloved that people are going to be like, whoa, he needs to get his own movie. And I guess in a way, maybe they even treat Revo as an anti-hero, anti-villain, or anti-hero. I don't know which one they're going to call him. But I do know one thing, though. He's going to have his own comic book. So not only is he going to be part of the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, he's going to have his own universe. And then we get to use that comic book to figure out how it is that he came from Dragon Island, what he went through as being an orphan, how he gets the training to become Revo, how his father comes to collect him from Dragon Island, take him back to the States, and the training that they go through, the rigors to get to where he is, to become Revo, to become the considerable, the greatest fighter in the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. You know what I'm saying? To become a villain. It's very rare that a villain is the greatest fighter in the whole universe, but he is. This individual is talented. When I say skills to pay the bills, Revo got the skills to pay the bills. There's very few people that can touch this guy when it comes to hand combatism. I mean, this guy's talent is ridiculous. And talking about comic books, it's going to be amazing, because not only am I going to integrate him into the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, He's going to be part of the Assassins universe. There's going to be part of his own universe. Can you imagine a subsequent series of comics about Revo? It's going to be ridiculous. Like I said, I've never seen a character, except for maybe Darth Vader, maybe Deathstroke, maybe have their own comics. Darkseid, I don't know of any comics. Thanos, I don't know of any comics. Sabretooth, I don't know of any comics. And that's from the X-Men. That's all Marvel Universe. Who else am I thinking of? Not too many villains have their own comic books. And I think one of the reasons why a lot of people don't make comics on villains is because they don't think it's going to sell. Which makes no sense to me. But me, I'm not really looking for permission from companies. This idea, most people don't spend this much time giving villains this much shine. Most of the time it's always the heroes. I'm the complete opposite. I want people to have comic books on my characters. I want people to know version 1 of the bio book, which I'm going to go back to. It's available. Look at Revo. You know what I'm saying? This is how it all started right here. Without this, I wouldn't have none of what I have right now. Like, I wouldn't even be thinking about doing my own first comic book. So when I created this comic book, one of the things that mattered to me was how, when I created, is the story I'm going to be telling. That's why each character gotta have their own comic book. Gotta have their own series. Revo is no different than from Kanji, from Suntzu, from Cajun, from Escalade, any other awesome characters in the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. You have to give your characters a chance. And the only way to really give them a chance to have their own standalone stuff. So from comics to other things I'm going to do. But the comics are going to be off the chain. Like, people are really going to love reading about, because one thing I noticed when I was at the art shows, people are always paying attention to Revo. As soon as they flip over, they're like, whoa, who is this dude? Then I'm like, he's Revo. He's the son of Suntzu. He's a villainous villain. He's that dude. He got skills, man. You know, Revo's comics are I'm gonna make them really very they're gonna be edgy. They're gonna tell a story of a kid who figures out his way. He wasn't born with it all, but he finds his way. And once he finds it, he develops a confidence. And I've stated before in the past, confidence comes from belief. When you achieve what you achieve, then you start to believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you're going to grow confidence. That's why Revo was so confident. You got to understand, he started from being an orphan. Lost his mother, who was taken out in front of them, which is more devastating. It's very devastating to have that much psychological damage in you and still be able to function as a normal human being. But that's Revo, growing above and beyond what was given to him and deciding to build more for himself. In the comics, I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to actually, and it's going to be sequential, because you're talking about a guy with a shadow suit, which is a black costume. But you have to create the pages to look sequential, because now you don't want your audience looking like, hey, wait, I can't see the character. Well, you make enough light, you make enough what's the word I'm looking for here? You make enough contrast from his suit to the background behind him, and that's how you're going to get a great comic book. My comics for Revo are going to be magnifique. He's probably going to be the first villain to go platinum on a comic book, which is going to be nuts. You know what I'm saying? So that's Revo's, the comics books. I can't stress enough the importance of having a character who is this cool, but also this intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Like, intriguing is the word, because that suit of his makes him look like a mystery. You know what I mean? That's why Revo's who it is. I wish I could show you the new Revo. When I say he looks cool, he looks sick as hell. Like, y'all thought this was cool? Oh my God. You thought this was cool? That right there? Ooh. The new version is even more cooler. I mean, that's why I'm proud of in terms of the comics. You have to have a comic series. And these are the bio books. Now, the cool thing about these bio books is that they explain all the characters' info, height, weight, where they're from, and the whole storyline. But as you can see, even the new bio book that I've created, which is going to come out soon after the Karjakz Vs Assassins first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, is off the chain. Like, I made it look super cool. Like, I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, that is sick as hell. So comics are a definite part of execution, man. So that's the comics right there. Next. Next up is animation. You have to understand something. If every character that I've created in this universe so far has animation, what makes you think I wouldn't have Revo have an animation? Now Revo's gonna be sick. Now imagine Revo when he's a child, when Suntzu comes to collect him, when he gets back to the United States, gets trained in the shadow arts, then using the shadow arts to understand what happened to him in his life, coming back to the Dragon Island, Philippines, to come and defeat those foes who did what they did. Those are all storylines. Like, I love villains, but I would love to see more stuff on Darth Vader, more villainous superhero stuff on maybe sorry y'all, I had to drink water. Maybe more villains and stuff on like other super villains. Like, I'm trying to think who I can think of. Darkseid or Thanos or Red Skull or Deathstroke. Who else am I thinking of? Man. Villains. Wow. It's sad that I can't think of any villains like this. But then again, there are no villains like Revo, because he's his own standalone. He's a unique character. But I tell you one thing about the animation, boy, it's gonna be off the chain, because the comics is gonna allow me to create the animation. And then from the animation, I might even get more ideas for more comics. Whether it's for the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, whether it's for the animation Assassin universe, and the whole Revo universe. And the animation is going to be done the same way too. He's going to be part of the animation for the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. He's going to be part of the animation for the Assassin universe, and he's also going to have his own thing. Like, this guy is going to be so monumental, it's not even funny. And it's very rare, like I said before, to have a character this cool that can handle a whole bunch of his own independence. He can be his own person, his own character, and give him, like, I'm trying to think who else. There's not too many villains that got their own storyline. I can't think of any at all. And we're talking about some bigwigs here. Maybe Venom. But Venom's kind of anti-hero. Well, the movies have made him an anti-hero. But then Venom, again, was never really a villain. He was just a circumstantial person. So, but Revo's complete opposite. He decided villainy is how we do. And the only difference is now, unlike with Deathstroke, he ain't got to work for money. His father's got pretty nice amount of money. Let's just put it that way. Revo will not be worrying about money. I can promise you that. You know what I mean? And so Revo, the animation series, is going to be about covering this guy from his origins all the way through his history of how he became who he is, his training, how he ascended to a height greater than anybody else. Come on, stupid sign coming up on my screen on my phone. But when you have a character of this magnitude, giving an animation series is going to be incredible. Speaking of animations, I got to play y'all this deal right here, man. This animation intro, Karjakz Vs Assassins animation intro. Y'all, get ready, man. So here we go. Let's get it. All right. Told y'all it's sick. Look, and I know y'all saw the Revo scene right there with the katanas and the stars coming through, and it just fades into the scene in front of you like he's coming from the hill or something. Wait till you see the new animation intro I'm working on. Look, part of creating animation is having a great storyline, and one of the reasons why the old animation does so well is because people have never seen anything like this before. It's a great storyline. Even if you're a hater, even if you're a jerk, you don't want to see somebody that doesn't look like you, or better yet, you don't want to see anybody that doesn't look Caucasian in a superhero costume, a supervillain costume. Sorry, but I'm making it happen. That's the beauty about me being my own boss. I don't have to beg anybody. I don't have to beg Marvel. I don't have to beg DC. I don't have to beg them for nothing. I think of the idea, I execute the idea. It's just that simple. You have to have a way about yourself in your mind to say, you know what? ain't nobody gonna keep me from where I gotta go. And this animation series, whether it's him being part of the whole Karjakz Assassin universe, being part of the Assassin universe, or being part of his own universe, it's gonna be off the chain. I'm talking, you're gonna have stories of him going all over the world, going around and doing villainy type stuff. You know what I mean? Taking cats out and giving them that business. Revo is unlike anything you've ever seen. There's very few characters that can be have this entire gambit of things to do with them. But that's what this guy encompasses, the whole thing. Not to mention his suit is just sick as hell. I mean, let's just not lie about it. Revo's suit is off the chain. So animation, oh my god, it's gonna be so sick. Like, I can't wait to do a what's this word I'm looking for? Like a 3-part series, or just a subsequent back-to-back animated movies, which is what you should be doing, because that's one of the things that I don't like about the way DC operates. They limit themselves too much. Like, they only put their focus on the go-getters, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. I'm gonna spread the whole thing, and they should have been done a thing on Hawkgirl. They barely just got one on Green Lantern John Stewart, and even that one they still had to get it wrong because they stupid behinds had to stereotype him in the beginning of the animated movie. But you gotta have animated movies with your characters. In being part of the animation series, in being part of the animated movie, you got to have an animated animation. This character, it's gonna be so sick. Like I said, wait till you see the animation intro I'm working on. It's off the chain great. It's the coolest thing you've ever seen. So that's animations right there, man. That's Revo right there. You know what I'm saying? What's better than one animated movie or animated movie is to have an entire animation series. So that's animations right there, y'all. Next. Next up is movies. Man, how stupid would I be to have a character this cool and not have him in his own movie? The only question is, who's gonna play this dude? And you got to be worthy, because I'm not gonna allow anybody to just be anybody to play him. You gotta really play a part. That means you gotta have dreads. You gotta be 6'2". You gotta be 202. You gotta look like you're lanky but you're swole as hell. I mean, you gotta have like. You gotta be like, okay, I'm willing to go live in the Philippines for a year or two to understand the character. I gotta have people play him from when he was little to when he grew up to about 7, 13, whatever age, all the way till he's adulthood, till he's completely independent, becomes Revo that we know now today. I mean, which is gonna be super cool because it's gonna give me a chance to integrate his life with Kanji, integrate his life with his father, integrate his life with his mother, integrate his life with his caretaker. I mean, you have to understand that this character is a character based on independence. He's not used to. He developed the attitude of kill or be killed. He's developed the attitude of I've only got me. So, what actors can I think of that might possibly be able to play this guy? Oof, this is a tough one. Let me see. Come on. Who can play Revo? That's gonna be a mess right there. Right now, I can't think of it. But man, who can play Revo? Who can play Revo? Maybe. No. Revo has got to be played by somebody who has dreads already. Of course, the characters, being that he's Filipino, South African, we're gonna find somebody who fits those profiles. You have to. It makes no sense not to have somebody who fits those profiles. That's just the way it's got to be. You don't make movies that don't fit. You don't put characters in situations where it doesn't fit what you're doing. So you don't put actors in situations where they can't fit with the role of the character they're playing. I'm trying to think who could play Revo, man. I'm at a loss for words who could play Revo. Man. Let's see. Who got dreads that could play Revo? I'm trying to think of a show. Maybe Michael Rayner from Power. He could play Revo. Just put some dreads on him. Maybe. Oh my God, I'm trying to think who else can play Revo. Come on. Oh my God, this is so bad. Who else could play Revo? Y'all got me at a loss for words right now. I can't believe I can't even figure out who can play Revo. This is embarrassing. Let's see. Oh, y'all give me a second. Who can play Revo? Y'all give me a second. Sorry, y'all. I had to go put on my glasses. Sometimes technical difficulties seen, baby. Man, right now I can only think of Michael Rayner. Who else could play Revo? Whew. Come on, give me somebody. Man, y'all, I can't think of nobody. I'll tell you one thing though, whoever I choose, they're gonna be on point. They're gonna be able to bring their A game. They're gonna have fighting skills. They're gonna have to actually literally take it seriously. They would have to go learn a whole lot of martial arts. I'm not gonna allow you to play Revo if I don't feel like you can actually show off that you can actually be acrobatic. Ooh, I know it. Idris. You know what? I'm gonna Google this. Snowfall. That's who I was thinking about. Let's see. Yep. Damson Idris. Yep. He might be able to play Revo. He would make a good Revo. That could definitely happen. Who else am I thinking of? Who else could play Revo? Who else could play Revo? My God, who else could play Revo? Oh, that's my two right now that I can think of that are worthy to play Revo, because I enjoyed watching the shows. They really are good actors, really good actors, talented actors, man. Those are my two picks, man. Michael Rainey and then Power. Ghost Book 2. Hold on. Let me see right here. Yep, Michael Rainey Jr. He definitely could play. He definitely could play Revo, man. So those are the talented individuals that I know. I feel like could do it. Maybe even Michael Early could do it. You know what I'm saying? But these are my options in terms of where I feel like can play Revo, man. Because these movies, a movie on Revo, what? Yo, it's gonna be nuts. The suit itself is gonna be nuts. Like, it's probably gonna cost us like 10 million to make the suit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cost as much as to make a Cajun suit, to make a Cajun bio suit, to make the Cajun suit for Cajun himself. So, I mean, I can actually see a situation where Revo's suit costs as much as it does to make Cajun suit. Man, I think them things, because the way I drew my characters, it's off the chain. Like the costume are too detailed for me to just let it be any kind of way. It's got to be on point, man. So yo, that's the movies. A character, you even gonna learn how he creates a shadow suit. Then you're gonna learn how he becomes Revo, how he gets his name, how his father trains him in the shadow arts. Like the movies, yo, you could do a sequential three movie deal. What am I talking about? 3-movie deal? I give myself a 3-movie deal. Sanusi Vision is a media company. I make my own 3 movies on them. I'm like, yo, Revo, one of y'all actors is playing them, and we're doing 3 movies. Let's get this thing cracking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about the way the character's going to be used in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, how the character's going to be used in his own in the Assassins universe, then also too in his own universe. You know what I mean? So yo, that's Revo right there, man. That's the movies. You know, this is an amazing character. The things that I just like all the other characters came from him. Suntzu, Artillery, Kanji, Excursion, and from the Karjakz side, Cajun, Escalade, Glass, Rasputin, Sincere, Shepherd, Diesel. Revo is a character just like all the other ones. He's gonna shine, like from the animation to his history to his origins. These are all things that give me credence to creating a character that's gonna have a lineage and an understanding of like, man, this guy can be in movies, this guy can be in animation, comics. So Revo's our character today, and when you create a character like this, right? You know what I'm saying? I can't stress the importance of. Sorry, y'all, I gotta write this down. I can't stress the importance of understanding why this character was created. It comes from like I said, he's based on my cousin, but I gave him one of my good friends' first name. Then I was inspired by Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? Revo is just an amazing character. From his origins to the loss of his mother, to growing up an orphan, to the history, to his father coming to get them from the Dragon Island, Philippines, to him becoming Revo, the training, the shadow arts, then to his abilities getting drained by the best senseis masters available, to the enhancements of him understanding his body as a scientific weapon. Which is weird because his major is physics, you know what I'm saying, to the comic books, telling the story of how he became what he became from the small to when he became when he officially became Revo. And then doing the same thing too. Oh, my computer's about to die. Ooh, that ain't good. There we go. To when he became Revo in the animated series and in the movies, because I can use the comics to create the movies, comics to create animation to create movies. How sick is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, and the good thing about me is I know how to write scripts, so I don't have to trip about anything like that. So Revo is an amazing character. I've waited a good minute to talk about this guy. He's not the type of character that you can just bull jive over, and you really got to excite people about him. I mean, dude, when you look like this, I gotta show him to you. People are gonna be pretty excited. When you look like this, people most definitely gonna be excited. I mean, look at Revo. When I have this on one of my shirts. Do I even have the shirt out? I probably could get it for y'all. You know what? Hold on, let me get you this shirt. Let y'all see. Check that out. Baseball tee. Available on sunvision.com. And now I'm talking about Revo. I might as well show them to y'all. You know what I mean? So, you know what? Shoot. I might as well. You know what I mean? But that was a baseball tee. Look, check that out. Y'all thought I was playing. Look at Revo on the back. And this is an old school tee. You see how it looks? That's sick as hell, man. You know me, but that's Revo. That's final. That's my thoughts on him. Like, this character is, man, he's a pantheon great character in the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. And whoever's gonna voice him in the animation series, whoever's gonna play him in the movies, boy, they better be, they gonna feel the pressure. That's one thing I can definitely see happening. Like, the person who's playing Revo, they're gonna feel pressure because the character is too sick. That's how great of a character Revo is, right? People are gonna be like, who the hell's playing this guy? Who? Man, this guy, boy. I'm gonna tell you like this, boy. If that person playing Revo, I don't choose the right person, I myself are gonna get cussed out. Fans gonna be mad as hell. Like, why is this buster playing Revo? He ain't worthy to play Revo. So that's what it's at, man. Revo is an amazing character, and I love the fact that I get to talk about him. But don't forget about it here because we just talk about this awesome character Revo from the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. We got to talk about all the cool new products we got. You know what I'm saying? We got to. First things first. Since we're paying homage to Revo. Look at this t-shirt right here. Now this is a double combo t-shirt. This is a baseball t-shirt. Now this is the back of the t-shirt because it's got Revo on it. But on the front, guess who I got? It's counter nemesis. Rasputin. And then you can see the short sleeves on them, right? Check this out. And I think I've worn this t-shirt on a podcast episode before. Maybe I haven't, but I need to. You know what I mean? This is Revo right slow sleeve. I love this t-shirt because it's good. It doesn't make you sweat or anything like that. Like you can get it. You can get on my website. It's an old school design because I haven't have some, but you can request it because it's a special design. It's not something that I carry anymore. But sometimes I notice that when I'm wearing it in different places, people be like, "Whoa, bro, where did you get that at?" I'll be like, "Oh, I made it, custom designed it." You know what I mean? So then another item is the bomber jacket. You got to have the bomber jacket. Man, winter is a coming. I know it ain't here, but soon the fall is coming, which means it's gonna get cold soon. So guess what you need to have? A cool looking custom bomber jacket. Check this out. Look at the left sleeve right here. You can see them assassins right there, boy. Woo! Look at that. The Karjakz. When you flip it around, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna flip it around, let you see the villains. Look at the backside of the arm. Look at the assassins right there. Then you see the back of the bomber jacket right there. And then you check out the front of the bomber jacket right there with the awesome. Now this is waterproof. For all y'all wondering, is this thing waterproof? Yes, it's waterproof. And then check out the right arm. Look at that. Classic Karjakz Vs Assassins universe right here. Version 1 right here. But on the left arm is version 5. You know what I mean? So if you look at the front, you got the awesome zipper right there. And you know it's a good zipper because cheap zippers are never heavy. But good zippers are heavy. This is heavy right here. This is how you know it's not a cheap zipper. Of course, Karjakz Vs Assassins right there. Sanusi Vision, Asha brand. You know what I mean? With the R and everything. You know how we doing. We done came a long way, boy. Woo! Oh, we done made a mess now. So that's the bomber jacket right there, y'all. Y'all got to go get one. I mean, if you love bomber jackets, and we got them in multiple characters too. Karjakz Vs Assassins, Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man. You name it, we got it. So visit SanusiVision.com and get your bomber jacket today, y'all. We doing. If you ain't doing it at Sanusi Vision, you ain't doing it at all. You know what I mean? So that's Sanusi Vision right there. You gotta go get your bomber jacket. And then last but not least, because I ain't never gonna forget, are the sneakers. The Sport 1 sneakers. But guess what's replaced these? The Sport 2s are coming. They are on their way, and they are sick as hell. Now the cool thing about the Sport 1 sneakers, they're great for running, great for general wear. You know what I'm saying? If you love to have comfortable shoes on your feet, you got to get you the Sport 1s, the classics. And we come in multiple colors, so check this thing out. You know this looks like it's built for durability. Look at this thing. Sick as hell, love the color scheme. Look at the art as always. You know I love my art. The Bata Sport was 2 sneakers. And then look at the grip under. So you know it's comfortable. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. You know I have to show it to you. Let's flip it inside. Check that out, y'all. You know what I mean? I got multiple versions of this shoe. But the blue one, I've made a gray one, I've made a black one. Like this is my favorite color right here, blue of course. So you can see on this side you got the version 5 of the Karjakz Vs Assassins. Then on the inside you got the version 1. And then on this one you got the inside, you got the version 5, and then on the outside you got the version 1. I mean, these shoes are built for durability, built for running. They're actually even good for climbing too. Like if you do like to do hiking, these are great for it. You got to go get you the Bata Sport 1s. Great for the feet, comfortable as I don't know what. And y'all know me and my feet. I used to have a lot of pain, but once Dr. Sanusi they cleared me and designed these custom orthotics, guess what only goes in here now? Ana del Center Custom Orthotics. And guess what I only wear now? My own Bata's footwear line. How cool is that you made your own shoe and it's super cool and it's recognized by one of the best foot companies in the world, and the brand is growing. Like the Bata Sport 1, Sport 2s, you gotta go get these. You know, excuse me, the Sport 1s and the Sport 2s that are coming, because the Bata 3 line of sneakers is on their way. Wait till y'all see them. Oh Lord have mercy, they are sick. You know what I mean? So the Bata Sport 1s, y'all, get yours today on SanusiVision.com. You know, and also too, seeing that we're paying homage to Revo, come on, man. You got to go get your own poster. 11 by 17, 13 by 19, 24 by 36. And if you love canvas art, you definitely got to get that too. If you just love any type of art, it don't matter. And oh yeah, if you love water bottles, come on. You got to go get you a water bottle. You know what I mean? Available on SanusiVision.com. You got the cool, strong, awesome case handle right there. And of course, there's just drink out of it, so y'all know what's up. That's what it is right there. You got to go get your water bottle. Available on SanusiVision.com. I mean, what's better than having your own water bottle? Can you imagine having Revo on one of these? Or Glock's Escalade, Rasputin, Cajun, Sincere, Kanji? Don't matter, man. Look at Cajun on my t-shirt. I'm going to start wearing different t-shirts on my episodes now. So that way I'll stop wearing only the SanusiVision Podcast t-shirt. Because that gets corny after a while. You know what I mean? So, yo, you got to go get you a water bottle, man. You know what I mean? So that's all the cool stuff we got, man. Oh, and before I forget, I never want to forget, it's important to focus on mental health. Whether it's trauma, whether it's whatever it is you're going through, I strongly suggest getting a journal. But not only more than a journal, getting you some therapy if you need it. There's plenty of specialists out there, individuals who are professionals that can help you be the best version of yourself. I gotta say, man, the biggest difference between me now and me then is this therapy. I'm at the point where now I'm doing it only once a month. I used to do it every 2 weeks, and my therapist told me I don't need it every 2 weeks anymore. I'm so evolved emotionally, I'm so balanced emotionally, and having a journal to write about my history of everything that I go through daily, it really lets you know how you're living. And when you have to read back on what you're doing daily, it really makes you to analyze what decisions are you making, right? And so if you need help, get the professional. I'm not talking about these nonsense commercials you see on YouTube or wherever you see it, because now I feel like a lot of people are trying to profitize mental health. And it's not a game. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of stuff. If you're not going to be a real therapist, then please don't be a therapist. Because there are people whose lives are in your hand, and they are dependent on you as a professional to make their lives better. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I don't trust no therapist that doesn't get him or herself help too. How do you push out all the energy that people are bringing to you, that stuff they're dealing with? I want to know how you're dealing with it. Because if you're not dealing with it, how are you going to help me deal with mine? So, you know what I'm saying? And in just talking to a therapist is not just about talking. It's about actually understanding what happened to your life, what's going on in your life, understanding your past, living in your current present, and building the future. I'm going to say it again. Understanding your past, living in your present, and building the future. You have to do that. And that's what therapy does for you. And that's the reason why I created a journal. I mean, this is my number 5 journal. And I got my number 6 one I've already designed already, which I'm making right now. You know what I mean? I put my own art on it. Always the classic Karjakz Vs Assassins in the front and the version 5 on the back. But you can get anybody you want. You can get Cajun, Escalade, the Assassins in the front, or the Karjakz on the back. You can get Suntzu, you can get Artillery, you can get Revo, our current candidate today that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You can even get Blade, Iron Man, Batman, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, Mega Man. It doesn't matter. You know, get your own journal. I've got different journals on the different color schemes too. Then also too, this is my story. Like as of today, right now as I'm speaking, this is day number 454. Day number 454. Man, I'm way past 1 year, man. You know what I mean? I'm getting close to almost a year and like a year and 100 days. That's amazing. And like I always say, I remember every time I do a therapy session, I always tell my therapist, this is the best new year of my life. 2023 was the best new year of my life, but 2024 is the best new year of my life. It's brought me a long way. I started therapy in January last year. I believe it was January 9th, 2023. No, was it January? It was January, either it was January 9th or January 12th, 2023. I know it was soon as I got to Virginia, because I had to go stay with my brother and his family in Virginia. And that's when I realized that changing my scene from where I was living in Houston and getting to Virginia, it was time to finally face all my ordeals. And so it's very important that you do it, man. Free yourself, you know. It's I can't stress that enough, that you have enough freedom to understand what you've been through. Like now, I just lost a loved member of the family, my cousin Alex Adelaja. He was 19 years old. Like he hit me really differently when I heard about it in the morning. It was through a text. I woke up and I was just like, what the hell? I didn't even sleep that well, and something was making me not to sleep well. Then I woke up and I realized what it was that wasn't sleeping well. My spirit wasn't at peace because something had just tragically happened to a family member. This kid was a good kid. He had a bright future. I really had to, while I was at work today, thinking about, man, what the hell? 19 years old? Like, it really hit me different, man. People go through a lot of stuff, man, and you never know. And to find out where he is, to find out that he died alone, to find out that he's 19 years old. He hasn't even made his preparations to what he wants to do with life, and it's a wrap. It's really weird. And he was just at a wedding, another one of my cousin's wedding. You know, my mom. I was asking my mom, was like, was he okay? Was he unhealthy? Was any of that? She's like, he was fine. I just don't understand sometimes in life, but this is part of life where just random stuff just happens, and you have to kind of just take it. But as family members, it makes me to appreciate self. Like I was talking to my brother later on. Earlier before I recorded the show, I remember telling him, "Man, I'm grateful for the air in my lungs, man." I don't think I've ever said that in my life. But my cousin's passing, may he rest in peace, because we gonna miss him. He made me realize what I have and appreciate what I have, from the air in my lungs to the place that I live, to be able to record this podcast. Just gratitude in general, man. I can't stress enough the importance of gratitude. So that's and I think having therapy is maybe to actually understand loss too, and victories. Like, I don't look at them the way I used to anymore. Before, losses would really just cripple me. Now it's more like I try to understand it better. And I don't judge it either. I spend more time understanding it than judging it. Because the more you try to judge it, you can never move forward from it. But if you understand it, you can progress forward. And that's part of why therapy is important. It helps you to understand things, not to judge things. And you actually to be like, you go for what's right, not go for what you want to be right, but what is right. I can't stress that enough. So, my cousin Alex Adelaja, rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace, great king. I mean, it's a short life, but it's a life that's gonna live in infamy. He's gonna live in perpetuity, because his essence is gonna just be forever. We're never gonna forget him, because we're always gonna be able to say the kind of amazing human being that he was. And when you're an amazing human being like that, a touching, caring individual, ain't nobody gonna forget you, man. You know what I mean? So that's my cousin. I'm gonna figure out one way or another, man, to integrate his name into the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. I'm gonna figure out something, man. I will figure it out. I will definitely. I'm already thinking of something right now as I'm talking to y'all. I actually got a good idea, actually. It just came to my head right now, epiphany, as I'm talking to y'all. But, I just felt like I had to honor my cousin. Just all around good human being, man. Just really, like, I wasn't even going to record this episode today, but I was like, that's a part of life right there. Life goes on. It's like that Tupac song. You lose loved ones and you have to move on from it. And it's hard. The one thing I don't want to be is immortal. But I also want to make sure that works that I do become immortal. And so my cousin's immortal in that way, because he's lived a short, good life. He's a caring human being, man. He had a good heart. And when you have a good heart, ain't nobody going to forget you, man. I'm just grateful. I'm even grateful for that. The neighbors that were around his neighborhood were decent enough to call the police so that the police would come see what's going on with him. At least now we know. Can you imagine a month or whatever with Papa and nobody would have known? Like, how would you honor him? You know what I mean? So it's just that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of life. That's what therapy does for you. It helps you to understand things, man. So that's today's episode. It's kind of heavy. I needed to talk about it. I feel better talking about it, and hopefully me talking about it helps somebody else to be able to talk about their situations too. So that's our episode for today, man. But forget about it here. We want to talk about one more thing: the Karjakz Vs Assassins bio book. This book is available on soundvision.com. Tells you about the height, weight of all the characters in the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, where they're from, where they're going to, and how they're going to be. You know what I mean? So get your copy today on soundvision.com. This is the one that's on soundvision.com, because this is going to help you to get ready for the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book. But if you want the classics, version 1, version 2, that's also available. And just to let you know, version 4 is coming. But you know what I mean? So these comic bio books are gonna let you know what's coming on with the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic, because that book is gonna be sick fire. Ain't nothing like it ever came out. And like I said, I'm definitely gonna figure out a way to integrate my cousin's name into the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. I'm gonna figure it out. I know I'm only thinking of something right now, man. It's gonna be super sick. So it's definitely something I'm gonna come up with, man. I'm gonna figure out a way to get that name of his into the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, you know. But that's where that's at, man. And also too, before we get up out of here, we want to thank our sponsors. This Sound Vision podcast. I know I feel like the energy changed when I started talking about my cousin, but I needed to talk about it, man, because I felt some kind of way all day today. I didn't even feel free till it was at work, and somebody, a customer, just their energy just uplifted me. Like, it's a good thing I decided not to call out. It's a good thing I decided to come to work, because I just wasn't feeling like being by myself, but also to being around people. And I felt like people gave me space at work. Then I had the courage to tell my coworkers what happened, and all I got was what's this word? Empathy, man. People felt my loss. You know what I mean? Because that's heavy, man. You know what I mean? So yo, Alex, man, rest in peace, bro. Rest in peace, cuz. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we want to thank our sponsors. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by Tigler. I almost made a mistake again, y'all. It's been like this all day. Tigler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything in between, search Tigler. That's Tigler today. Search today. Don't wait. That's Tigler.com, y'all. Don't wait. Search today. From plumbers to pediatricians to contractors to landscapers to any professional that you're looking for, man, you got to search on Tigler.com. Tigler.com. Don't wait. Search today, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know, Dr. Noruso did these custom orthotics. Now that the Batas footwear is officially the footwear of Anadel, they are the stuff. Go make an appointment and get your feet happy again, because there's nothing worse than walking around with foot pain, man. That stuff sucks. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at, man. So y'all, I want to thank you for listening to this awesome episode. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by. Thank you for listening. Look at me messing up, man. I don't care. This Sound Vision podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please check out our website at sunvision.com for all the cool stuff we got, from journals to bio books to water bottles. You know what I'm saying? To phone cases. Shoot. To beanies. You know what I mean? Reversible beanies like I always make. Look at that. Classic on one side, version 5 on the other. You know what I mean? To glasses cases, to t-shirts, classic t-shirts. You know what I mean? We even got sweatpants. Visit soundvision.com. Check out all our cool stuff. Not to mention the new Batas 3 line of sneakers that's coming through. Man, y'all, they are spitfire. You know what I mean? And also, too, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sound Vision. The future is YouTube. There's no getting around it. It's the way it is. It's just going to be what it's going to be. There's no dancing around it. If you ain't got the YouTube channel, you ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Because every episode, ever since I moved my podcast to the YouTube channel, it has exponentially increased my value, increased my website traffic, increased my, the podcast viewership. It's insane. You know what I'm saying? I've broken barriers on episode views that I never thought I would. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for the continuous growth, because that move to go from Spotify or Apple to just straight YouTube was smart. I was like, man, I'm not paying these people to do nothing for me. How about I just pay myself to do something for myself? See, also I said that. I said, I'm not paying you to do nothing for me. So I ain't giving you money to Apple, Spotify, none of them places. Forget that. I'm just gonna do my own podcast on YouTube and be balling out of control, man. You know what I mean? So yo, YouTube channel, subscribe to us, and please check out our social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram. Look, I've told people this already. TikTok, they're about to get kicked out of America because they keep shadow banning on users. Not to mention they're just showing horrible content in America. So dumbing down American individuals while uplifting their own people, showing them educational shows. They gotta go. YouTube is the future. There's no getting around you. YouTube is where it's jumping off. All you artists out there whining, complaining, get your social media game up. Come up on your YouTube. Come up on your Facebook. In fact, use TikTok till they kick it out. X, Instagram. For me, YouTube is the top dog. Facebook is great for reels. TikTok is good for 30-second videos while they still got it popping because it can catch instant fire. X is, I don't feel like it's the gossip channel. I still post on X, but I don't find it to be more as effective as YouTube or Facebook or TikTok. And then Instagram. Yes, I complimentary. I buy complimentary. I have an Instagram page, but I don't really find much use with Instagram. I don't think it's not what it used to be. This jerk Zuckerberg has really ruined using Instagram because he's made it where he's shadow banning his own users. So he really began to shadow ban, not even TikTok. They just took the idea from him. You know what I mean? But yo, that's a social media platform, man. You got to have a social media platform. If you ain't got one, boy, you on the slip up. You really messing up. I mean, I don't know what person thinks it's a good idea not to have a social media platform, but you playing yourself, man. You know what I mean? You got to have it. Don't whine, don't complain. It's the platform for us artists, especially independent artists, to get your stuff out. You ain't got to go beg nobody for a grant. You ain't got to beg nobody to put your stuff on their website. You can just do it yourself and build yourself, and all the money comes back your way. It's like self-investment. I'm going to say the word again. Self-investment. Investing in your own stuff so that all your stuff you're doing come back to you, y'all. So, and also too, y'all, please don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Alex Adelaja, my cousin, rest in peace. Stay safe, y'all. Peace. Check this cool cartoon intro out. All right, you can see the rest of it on my YouTube channel, and you can also check it out on my website at sanusi.shop.com. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.